So here's what's happened. Let's just cast our minds back a few weeks to the election of July 19. In that election, voters elected another minority government, and indeed the major parties and the Greens all ended up with exactly the same number of seats they had before the election. Now, some of the independent crossbencher faces have changed, and they are important changes and are going to change the dynamic of the next parliament. But we still are in this position where the Liberal Party is 4 seats short of a majority. The Labor Party is 8 seats short of a majority. So what's happened here? Well, the writs have been returned in Parliament to the governor. That sets up a 7-day time frame constitutionally for another government to be appointed. And so what's happened today is the governor has reappointed the incumbent premier, and she's done that because really she has no choice. She's following convention here. Neither side is saying they have the 18 votes to govern at the moment. There are no assurances from the crossbenchers that they'll back one side or the other just yet. And so the only alternative, given a premier has to be appointed, even if it's a very short term, is to appoint the incumbent, who will then meet the Parliament, and the Parliament will have the final say. And so the Governor said the Parliament will sit on August 19, so just under 2 weeks from now. The Premier is hoping he will be able to continue to govern after that, and we've just heard from the Labor leader, Dean Winter, that a motion of no confidence in the Liberal Party will be put on that first day in Parliament. That was a bit of a question mark, but Dean Winter's there saying if an independent doesn't do it, basically he suggested that Labor will, and that would be the mechanism for the Parliament to make the decision about whether Jeremy Rockliff should be Premier or Dean Winter should be Premier through a motion of, it would be because the Liberal Party is in government, it would be a motion of no confidence in the Liberal Party to govern, a motion of, simultaneously a motion of confidence in Labor to govern, and if that passes, if enough crossbenchers get behind that, Jeremy Rockliff would need to resign and Dean Winter would become Premier.
OK, so there won't be another election.
Well, I mean, you can never rule anything out, especially when we're talking about Tasmanian politics, but I think everyone's desire at this point is to not have another election. Look at the one that just happened. It was a pretty uninspiring election. It ended up with a result very similar to what it was. I think the Parliament will be doing everything it can to avoid it. But of course, if no one has the support, there is no other alternative. I suspect that won't happen.
Extraordinary situation though, isn't it, Casey?
Thank you.